This is a new order, isn't it?
The West Bank that you saw 2 years ago is not the West Bank that you will see today. Okay, a lot of changes. Since October 7, the West Bank changed dramatically. Settlers enjoying impunity when it comes to violence and land grabbing.
And the most recent one is, you say, is a 17-year-old boy called Ahmed.
Archaeology doesn't stand alone. You also need the army and the forces to take over the land, but then you need the justification.
So when I went to Sebastia 2 or 3 years ago, and I went there twice, I think.
Okay.
Because it is, or 3 times, it's just such a beautiful place.
Yes.
And so resonant in history. As I recollect, there was a settlement which was trying to take some of the land already, wasn't there? That's what was going on. And the difficulty of it, or what part was it? It was Area B, some of it, and some of it was Area
B and
C.
Area C, yes. What is amazing about it actually that it's so much well preserved. It's not very, I mean, that's what makes Sebastia so unique, is how it's preserved. Probably thanks to the people that lived here, by the way, that shows something about preservation when we think about it. But it's also, by the way, very interesting because what we don't see is the borders that people made. Like, we are now in Area B, but the pillars actually are in Area C, in Area C, which is interesting by itself, and that's the political concept. The site was part of Sebastia. The site is part of Sebastia. The West Bank that you saw 2 years ago is not the West Bank that you will see today. Okay, a lot of changes. Since October 7, the West Bank changed dramatically. A few months ago, if I'm not mistaken, December 25, but maybe I'm mistaken in the date, we'll check later, Israel declared that they're going to confiscate like more than 2,000 dunams of the land of Sebastia, including the archaeological site, obviously, which first of all, it's extremely unique order because usually the military orders and the decisions are not to confiscate archaeological site, okay? Yeah. More than that, I mean, it happened a few times in the history of the occupation, but not many times. More than that, Sebastia is already a national park, or again, a park, declared as a park. So I don't really understand why they don't really need these orders in order to operate the site. And more than that, the site is about the size of 50 dunams. Yeah. So declaration, now this is the process, like the process, they declare they're going to confiscate 2,000 dunams, which a lot of it is actually agricultural land, obviously belongs to the Palestinians and extremely important.
Yeah. This is a new order, isn't it?
It's not the same West Bank. First of all, the investment. Second, most of the Palestinian villages are closed or potentially closed with kind of gates and barriers that Israel, the army put at the entrances, exit to the villages.
Yeah.
And obviously settlers enjoying impunity when it comes to violence and land grabbing. That's something that we should remember. Since you are not from the CNN, so if the settlers are attacking you, you will get less coverage than a CNN reporter. You know what happened to a CNN reporter 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, what did they have? They attacked them and...
They were attacked by the settlers.
A soldier has just put photojournalist Cyril Theophilus in a chokehold, forcing him to the ground.
Don't touch him like that. Don't touch him like that. Give me my phone.
If you go back a few years, an attack on a foreign journalist would have been a story.
Yes.
But in Israel, wouldn't it? But not now.
Not now. In the West Bank, the rulers are the settlers. Okay?
Yeah.
Remember that also today. The soldiers are secondary, and we are after that, and the Palestinians after that. Okay? One of the goals, or one of the missions of this government is, let's say, to weakening the Palestinian Authority, but also trying to end Oslo Accord. I mean, that we see on the ground. Anyway, that's a big story.
Here we are in the central square of Sebastia, and I couldn't help noticing this list of martyrs fighting against or killed by the occupation. It's a very interesting list. It's the first one or two here were killed by the British during the Arab Revolt in the 1930s. Yes. And then you come through PLO fighters killed in Beirut. And the most recent one is, you say, is a 17-year-old boy called Ahmed.
Yes.
What happened to him?
He was shot by a soldier here he was going to buy a bread. Then
Sorry?
Food.
Food.
Then one soldier shot him in his dead.
Shot, but Ahmed is 17 years old. Was shot by Israeli soldier. What about this? Who
this
is
is killed by citizens. Attacked them, and he was in his land. And citizens attacked.
How old was he?
72.
Oh, yeah. And then, which year was this?
Ahmed.
What year?
24.
So the last two martyrs here. One is an old man who was killed by settlers. He was 72 years old, and the most recent is a young boy, Ahmed, who was 17 years old and killed by the Israeli occupation. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Mohammed, can you tell me what is the happening now? What is the threat which Sebastia now faces?
اللي صار في سباستي انه احنا وخاصة من بعد 7 أكتوبر كانت الامور تسير الى من الأسوأ للأسوأ للأسوأ. واللي توج السوء هذا قرار المصادرة اللي اجى في شهر 2 2026 بحيث تم مصادرة 1800 دنم من أراضي سباستي. يعني تقريبا تقدر تحكي انه ثلث الاراضي الزراعيه تمت مصادرتها، واذا راح بيجوا عليه المستوطنين وبضربوا، يعني ما بيخلوا، واذا زرع بيحرقوا له اياه او باخذوا المحصول، اذا عملوا سياج بيشيلوا السياج.
So Mohammed is saying that the situation was pretty awful here in Sebastia anyway, but then we had this announcement that the government and the settlers were going to seize 2,000 dunam, which is about 500 acres of land in this area. And that's just disastrous because it means the farmers are now stopped from going on to work their land. If they try and do so, they're going to get attacked, and the situation has become a total nightmare. Tell me of the position now of the world famous archaeological site you have here.
الموقع الأثري تقريبا الجيش شبه يومي جيش الاحتلال يقوم باقتحام لبلدة سباستيا، ومن ضمنها الموقع الأثري، بحيث انه ما عاد حدا. احنا سبق وانشأنا منطقة سياحية جهزناها فوق للسياحة الداخلية والخارجية. باقتحام الجيش المتكررة واعتداء على الناس يكونوا موجودين، واطلاق قنابل الغاز والقنابل الصوتيه وبعض الاحيان قنابل رصاص الحي، افرغت المنطقه هذه.
I mean, this is really frightening. By the way, I've been coming to Sebastia for about 4 years now, on and off, and I've been in the good days before October the 7th, when really buses of tourists were turning up, the shops were open, the place was bustling, it was full of excitement at this incredibly beautiful place. But now he says, Mohammed is saying, that the Israeli army comes inside on a daily basis. Tourists get tear gas fired on them, and it just isn't safe. Tell me something which really worries me as a British citizen. What do you want the world to do? Because to stop this attack on your people, and your livelihoods, and on your fantastic heritage, it's hardly known about that this is happening. And what actions should the rest of the world take against to signal their disapproval and horror of what the Israelis and the settlers are doing?
نريد من العالم إنصاف الشعب الفلسطيني وإعطائه حقوقه، وخاصة من الحكومة البريطانية، لأن الحكومة البريطانية كان لها دور فيما حدث للشعب الفلسطيني.
What can happen when there will not be occupation here?
Yes. Lovely. I mean, it's a perfect day. You know, there's a beautiful wind. It's quite cool. Just lovely, and it's a spring morning.
يعني كله الحكومة الإسرائيلية ما عملت أي تنقيب عن الآثار في سباستيا نهائيا من 67 لليوم، فقط محاولات قليلة جدا.
Mohammed's making a very serious point here that when Israel conquered this area, occupied it after the 67 war, they made no attempts to interfere with this site. It's only very recently that they've started to claim effective ownership here and to prevent Palestinians from developing it or doing anything at all, including, look at this rubbish on the floor here. They won't even allow the Palestinians to pick up the rubbish. And now we're coming up to the amphitheatre. Wow. It's quite amazing. We're now standing above the Roman theatre and we've got this incredible panoramic view in front of us. And I'm going to ask Yoni to explain us what we are seeing. So immediately in front of us we have a Palestinian village, don't we? What is that?
What we see is a Palestinian village called Burqa.
Yes.
We see a couple of Palestinian villages, Burqa, Bet Umrin, and we have other, obviously. We are now, and it's actually, in general, it is a Palestinian area,
yeah.
but it's more than that. I mean, we have to remember that until 2023, since the disengagement of 2005, Israelis in general were not allowed to enter the area of Burqa and further, okay? Yep. Not to live, not to settle, okay? That's based on the disengagement bill of 2005, and that changed after 2023. One of the first moves of the current Israeli government was to allow settlers to go and to establish outposts or whatsoever in what we are calling the north of the West Bank.
So, Mohammed, what is happening now to the land which the Israelis are claiming? Can you still farm it?
حاليا منعونا. هم حكوا لنا ممنوع حدا يروح على الأرض ولا يزرعها إلا بتصريح.
Do you have land down here?
عندي أرض أنا تبعد من هنا حوالي 1000 متر. هي من ضمن الأراضي المصادرة ولا أستطيع أن أصل إليها. مش لأنه الجيش متواجد دائما، لكن في درون بضلها في الجو. وين في حدا بتنزل عليه. ممنوع. يوم ما اجوا سلمونا الاخطار بالمصادره حكوا انه ممنوع اي واحد يصل الارض يحرث او يزرع او اي شيء يسوي الا بتصريح من الجيش.
What do you mean when you say the drone talks to you and hits you? Explain what happens in there.
تنزل هي بتصور الدرون بتصور انه في حدا في المنطقه الزراعيه فبتبعث الجيش بيطلع.
But the drone itself doesn't speak, but the army comes, yeah.
Without speaking.
Yeah, right, that's fascinating, yeah. So Mohammed is saying that he has 5 dunams of land down here, part of the land which has been taken away by the Israelis. And they've been told not to go on it. Some people do go on it if the army isn't around, but then very often drones will appear and start filming them. And then the army will come, it will be reported back, and the army will come, they might hit you, they might tell you to go away, and so they've lost their land. Wandering along to Herod's temple, And this gentleman here has come and is going to sell me some olive oil and some zati and
Olive and za'atar and oil.
and it's quite an unusual. He's alone up here with his donkey in this heavenly place. It's light breeze, it's spring. Look at it, look around. I mean, it's about as idyllic as it comes. So tell me, what is the situation here like now?
We have here za'atar and we have meramiyeh.
Yeah.
This for me, and this is garob. The big tree is garob.
Yeah, garob, yeah.
Garob.
Yeah.
Garob, this we eat, this is chocolate.
I will buy this. What is this?
Yes, and this is very good. Can you put 1 year old in the house, no problem.
Yeah, I can't, it's too, all right, too.
No frigidaire, no nothing. Can you put in the house?
Yep.
And za'atar, you have?
I have, the za'atar is amazing. Yes, I'll have some za'atar.
But this
now.
is from Sebastia,
Sebastia,
from here.
your wife made it,
Yes,
you were telling
this
me.
is my wife in the house here.
Yeah. I tasted it, it's completely delicious.
Okay.
And the olive oil,
Yes.
which that doesn't need to be in a fridge.
Take one oil and this, we're selling to you something. We don't selling 1 month, nothing.
No, you sold nothing.
Nothing. And we have big family.
How big is your family?
I have eight people.
8 people in your
Yes.
family, and you sold not. Why have you not sold
We
it?
don't sit, we are sitting, don't doing anything.
Yes. All right. I will. Oh, I think you need some business.
Okay.
Put in this and that. Kem shekel.
Some shekel. This is about 150 shekels.
150 shekel.
I doing in Israel, but Israel 2.5 years old, we can go. And we have here, I buy this and he tell me don't take anything the Israel people. This for me, I buy this.
Yeah. You buy.
This the house. مزروع زعتر ميرامية هون هذا هو قرب هون.
Kind of plants, trees,
Beautiful.
Yes.
everything.
I buy this, but he want to take the Israeli people.
The Israelis want to take
Yes.
it.
Israel wants to take it.
Yeah, well, this is actually quite a.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a walk in the wildflowers. So Zuhair is saying that he used to be a worker inside Israel and probably had a pretty decent income, but that's all stopped after October the 7th. And he owns this land, but of course now the Israelis want to take it. You've been taking us and showing us around this archaeological site, former Roman theatre and so on. Tell me, why are the Israelis interested in it?
I think it's an important tool that used and served Israel, by the way, Zionism since the beginning.
And so, but just behind you is the theatre, which is Roman,
Yes.
and then there's some Greek ruins just
Yes,
up on
of
the,
course.
and then what we think probably Byzantine
probably.
ruins. So why is that all interest Israel?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, this archaeological site, it has many layers, as you mentioned. It began actually much before the Roman or the Hellenistic. It began in what we are calling the Iron Age. For us, it's kind of the 8th, 9th century BC, time when this place was established as what is called the capital of ancient Israel. And this kingdom is extremely important in the history or in the narrative of the Bible, obviously. There was Judea and the ancient Israel. So that's what gives us the legitimation. And that's what the discourse that the settlers are using a lot. By the way, many Israelis, not just the settlers, and that's why it's so challenging. One of the main things that is, for me, for example, is challenging to come and say that this is a heritage of a place, a heritage of people. It doesn't matter if there were Romans here, Byzantine, Christian, whatever, Muslim, whatever, this is the heritage of a place. If you've been in other places. So the ancient cultures is part of the history of the place. It doesn't give you legitimation to take over land because of that. That's something important.
I mean, I suppose an analogy might be, in Britain, York is a amazing place, which is a fantastic ancient city, which was occupied by the Romans, by the ancient Britons, probably by the Vikings, and then it became a seafaring place, etc. Now, if the Vikings turned up and said this belongs to us, they're just looking. That's one specific and very important part of the history of York, but it's not the only part at all, is it?
Yeah, and then the Vikings, I mean, the Danes or Norwegian, it depends who are the Vikings are, by the way, which is also, the Vikings can come and say, okay, we're doing excavations in York, and we found, I don't know, a fortress or whatsoever, maybe something more important than that, that shows something from our history. So obviously it's ours, and obviously, yeah, it's something like that. You also need force. I mean, archaeology doesn't stand alone. You also need the army and the forces to take over the land, but then you need the justification. I'm always saying that violence alone doesn't keep ideology. Like, you need the narrative behind it.
For millennia, this area was used, for Palestinian festivals, dancing, markets. People get married, were sort of embedded in the local culture. But now the Israelis are taking control. All of that has ended and it's stopped. It's an amazing thing sitting here and reflecting that some fat elderly Roman might have put his bottom on this stone here, which I'm sitting on now. A fat elderly Englishman. One of the things about this is the soft landscape. Houses and the buildings just become part of that landscape and harmonize with it. That's changing now with these huge roads being built by the Israelis, scars across the landscape, and the settlements, this homogeneous, kind of ugly Western architecture, which is being kind of slammed onto the landscape. And often it's very noticeable that the Palestinian villages, and if we look around we can see it, are based at the not in the valley, but at the sort of bottom of the hill. The Israeli settlements entrench themselves at the top of the hill. I've talked to so many Palestinians about this experience. Suddenly you wake up in the morning and on the top of the hill nearby, maybe a couple of miles away, there's a caravan, and then there's another caravan a few days later, and then suddenly you go to your fields and there's somebody with an M16 telling you not to go on your fields, and then a little while after that, you wake up in the middle of the night and there's a bunch of settlers rampaging through your farm, possibly killing all of the animals or just stealing them. They're not fearful. The settlers are coming into your house. They will then go through your possessions. They'll steal your cash, and suddenly you're being driven off your land. The land which is the land which has been part of you and your families for since time immemorial. And with those families being driven off the land, all the memories, all the customs, all of the songs, all of the traditions, and something is changed and been taken away forever.